Okay, what is up, everyone? Today I'm going to be updating you on my thoughts on Speed and Love, episode 3. Now, as you know, I went ahead and I posted a video previously, sort of sharing my thoughts on episodes 1 and 2, the whole, semi-step sibling romance dynamic, and I did just finish episode 3, and I will say the chemistry is chemistrying, and it's, kind of annoying, you know what I mean? Because, you don't want it to work. You don't want it to happen, but also you're just the way they care about each other and the way they yearn, specifically Zhao. I think that's Zhao. Okay, let me know if I'm pronouncing his name wrong. I will do my best to fix it because I'm going to be reacting to the next couple of episodes and I don't want to be pronouncing it wrong. But he's just got this really interesting sort of aura about him, right? And it's this very tough exterior that's just very shielded and guarded, and there's a wall up, obviously. One, because he probably missed her all this time and thought that she wanted nothing to do with him or that he didn't deserve to be in her orbit anymore because he's had to make some lifestyle changes in order to be able to help support, you know, his not his actual dad, because that's Mumu's dad, obviously. So not his biological father, but the man who was a father figure in his life. And he took on that responsibility. He wanted to help because he was the one that was helped as a child. That man took him in when he had nothing and took him not only to his first marriage, but also his second. And it's interesting because in this episode we get to see the dynamic between the mom, I guess, and Mumu, and how she sort of just has a very negative view of Jinzhao, and I just don't get why. I was saying this in the video. Oh, by the way, guys, if you wanted to watch the fully uncut episodes with me moment to moment, I will have them linked down below in my Patreon. They probably won't be posted on this channel only because when I've tried to upload C-dramas in the past, they've gotten flagged, taken down, that sort of thing. And so I'm basically informing you guys on my thoughts in a little I can't talk in a little summary like this that you guys can sort of get an idea of how I felt about it, but the moment to moment real time fun reactions will be on the Patreon. I've also got post images of screenshots of my reaction throughout the thing. If you guys want to check that out and see if there's, I don't know, any interest in watching the full reaction with me, I would love to see you guys over there. I'm going to try and post one of these at least once or twice a week. And if you're probably wondering why my skin looks so glazed donut, it's because I did do my skincare before this video. I realized that C-dramas and dramas in general, they're very much like comfort content to me. And so right before bed, it's something that I want to watch, kind of to wind down. And, well, I don't know about wind down because this episode I was just like, but it puts you in a good headspace and a good energy before bed, which I really love. And so I typically like to watch things that are really relaxing during dinner, during stuff like that. So I will be watching them probably looking like this, very shiny, little to no makeup, and that will help me get the videos out because stressing about getting all the makeup on and doing all that is just, it's not happening. It just causes me not to film. So please don't mind my appearance. But yeah, I was talking about the dynamic between the mom and Jinzhao. There was a moment where he stops and he drops Mumu off and she's meeting with Mumu's stepfather, Chris, and the mom, I don't know her name, but to me, she's a hater. And I've said that this whole video. I'm just like, I don't get what issue you have because Jinzhao isn't even the son of a previous lover. He's the son, I think, of a friend, right? They said. So I don't get why she hates him so much. Maybe it was a matter of this is another mouth to feed. This is another person that you're giving your time and your attention to. But how can you be filled with so much hatred that you take it out on a child? You know what I mean? And I think that moment of him just wanting to get a glance at her after he told Mumu the story of how after they had their divorce, the dad and Jinzhao, they ended up on the streets. They were living under overpasses, and underpasses is what he was basically saying. And they lived in an apartment that got flooded, and they had to pick up all of the water and dump it out with buckets. And there were just mice corpses around, he was just living in absolute poverty essentially. And then after that, the dad managed to like scrape up what money he had together. He gave it to the guy that was renting out the basement or whatever to them, and then the guy took off with the money. It's just like all this craziness. And Mumu is just thinking he's making poor life choices just for the heck of it, to be rebellious, to be whatever. And the mom makes it out to be that way as well. She's like, he's not a good person. He doesn't have a good head on his shoulders. He's not a good person. He's not a decent human. Like, and it's interesting because when she first gets to Thailand, that's where they're at, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Um, she comments on one of his friends, and I think his name is Crazy something. He has like red hair, and I want to say Joe, but I don't think that's right. And maybe it's Jin. I don't know, but she's like, he doesn't seem like a decent person. That guy on the motorcycle doesn't seem like a decent person, but Jin Zhao also rides a motorcycle and also has scratches, and he has like blood all over him. And so I think this episode we get a glimpse into, his headspace, why he's doing what he's doing, and he's finally telling her what happened to get him to this point, why he didn't go to, you know, get his master's degree even though he was doing super well in school, and why he didn't reach out to her. And we even get the moment with the letters. We get the moment with the letters, and she finds them behind the bullseye board or whatever. Oh my god. And she cries because she's realizing he did receive her letters and he wasn't ignoring her, and he did call, but the mom blocked the call, disconnected the landline, and he doesn't even remember, like, well, it's not even a matter of remembering. He doesn't know what she looks like now. Up until that point, like when she was writing the letters, he had to like imagine what she might look like because all he remembered was like the younger version of her. And it's just, there's so many elements of the show that are so well crafted and put together that really form not only the bond that these two have, but just shape, I guess, it really informs the audience of their headspaces and what they're going through. And like, Mumu is just so like, she's romanticized this man, and I don't know if when she was younger she thought of it in a romantic way, because again, I don't know when she was informed that that's like not her brother and that she cannot be hanging out with him, whatever, like just willy-nilly. But she she wrote to him, and that was probably her best friend. And she probably thought that he just didn't care, he forgot about her, and she was like, I no longer miss you. But she very clearly did, because she flew all the way there, not even to see her dad really, but to see him, and agreed not to go to Canada. She's like, I'm gonna stay here, and you can move with me. You can move with me in the house that we grew up in. And then when she finds out that her mom is like, no, we're selling that house. I'm moving to Canada with Chris, your step brother. No, my God, your stepfather. And so I don't know. I can understand from her perspective, like, just wanting to help and wanting to like fix things and wanting to make him feel safe. And um despite thinking that he didn't respond to her all those years, like before she even found that out from her mother, she still was like, I'll protect you, like I'll take care of you, like you can come and live with me, like you will have a home, you do have a place. And just seeing the hope in his eyes momentarily when she was saying these things, it was just the cutest thing. And then seeing him sort of transition back into that cold, just place of no, 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 I can't let my guard down. I can't get my hopes up. I can't be failed again, you know? And it's just, I don't think he takes out any of this on her. Honestly, I think he cherishes her so much, and he wants nothing but to protect her, as we saw in that whole like car race thing. He said that she was his girlfriend in order to protect her from the guy being like, there are no outsiders, and even like gave her a source of comfort, like was trying to hug her while she was there, like very obviously scared. It's giving very much like protective energy, but not so much in a protective older brother way, more in a romantic way. And so that's where it's like, woo, what's happening? I did say while I was watching, I was like, I am not loving the way this man is manhandling her constantly. I mean, I get it, like the physical touch, the like, ooh, you got me off guard. Like, I get it. But also, like, sir, ask me. Don't just tell me to do things, and don't like come into my space and just ooh, like assert that. I don't know. Sometimes girls are like, oh my god, like we hate that. Do it again. I did get triggered, but then there were moments where I was like, okay, I kind of get it. Like I kind of understand. But yeah, no boundaries, consent, Jinjiao. Anyways, sorry, my light source just kind of vanished. But those are my thoughts kind of going into it. I don't really remember what else happened. There was that big race, and they got the prize money or whatever, and the group disbanded, and, she's concerned. She's like, what the heck? Like, somebody could get hurt. You could get hurt. What if it gets tied back to us? Like, that kind of a thing. And he just seems unbothered. And I have a hard time believing he doesn't actually care about those things either, but I feel like he's been in it so long, he knows how this sort of works. And again, he's doing this as a state of survival, as a state of providing. And, you know, her father is like in the house drunk, and, you know, he and his new wife, they run this restaurant, and they could barely scrape by money for rent. And so he's gallivanting around, like gallivanting, that's not a good word. He's speed racing around and getting into shenanigans to help. And, yeah, but solely so that they don't end up in that place where they're just not doing well anymore, you know, because they also have a kid to look after, and he's probably like, I don't want Mumu's sister to go through the same sort of struggle that I went through, you know? And it's just really sweet, and you can see that he has good intentions, but he goes about it in a kind of sporadic way. And it's just her still wanting and hoping the best for him, and like wanting to take him away from all of this, but also in a way she's being a little selfish. And I really think if it came down to it, if it was like, I gotta leave everybody behind, including my father and my sister, for this man, I will do it. Like, she's literally leaving behind her mother because her mother's remarrying. She's like, I'm just about Zhao and Zhao only, you know? And he seems to be the same way, but like covering that because he is supposed to be her older brother. He's supposed to be this responsible person. He has this whole pressure of being responsible and, you know, taking on all of this stuff at such a young age and just still trying to survive and push through. Uh, what else is there? That was really all that happened that I can remember. She's saying that she's gonna stay, and she's like, I'm capable, I can get a job, I can help you. And but the house is being sold, so there's no house to go back to. So like, what's the plan? You know? And now she's found out that he had those letters. And not only did he receive the letters, but he saved them. He responded to them, and he kept them hidden, which it's very much giving my heart calls your name, you know? So I love this series so far. It's very beautifully shot. The music is impeccable. I remember saying that, just being like, wow, this is a gorgeous piece of cinema, truly. And the acting, it's great. I keep talking about the juxtaposition between the two characters, you know, like his like dark, edgy nature and her just like sweet, soft, daffodil little like vibe. It's just it's very interesting. And I can't wait to watch more episodes. So if you guys enjoyed this little review, please don't forget to dance on over to that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos from me. And as I said before, I will have my Patreon link down below if you want to watch the moment-to-moment reactions right along with me. And if you want a little bit of a preview, there is one over on the Patreon of like a little bit of my reaction. And over in the post section, if you want to turn my post notifications on so that you guys get notified, that would be wonderful. Because YouTube doesn't always let everybody know. But in the post section, it will also give you like preview images of my reactions to certain scenes. So yeah, feel free to check that out. I love you all so much. Thank you for chatting with me, and I will see you in the next video. Talk soon. Bye.